we're here at the data center for VMworld, and I don't know if you've seen already the video about all the kit that we're using at VMworld, but the guy next to me, Dan, has actually architected all this environment. Dan, very impressive. What on earth did you bring with you?
Oh, thank you, Richard. It's good to be here. Well, we brought a whole slew of servers with us to the tune of about 784 blades, combination of standard servers, blades. We've got a whole mix of different vendors' products. We've got about 1/3 of a petabyte of storage from multiple vendors such as NetApp and EMC, including HP left-hand appliances. We have lots and lots of, as you can see behind us, blinking lights that are actually supporting the labs here at VMworld.
So it's not just blinking lights and looking pretty. Are all these servers actually doing something?
Yes, they are actually, in fact, all doing something. They have had, each one has had a very specific task throughout the actual week at VMworld. Some right now are actually at rest because they're not currently being used, but they are all being used at some point throughout the actual week.
So, I mean, all these servers, all this storage, that must be an insane complex environment. How is this all connected together? How did you design all this?
So yeah, it's a very complex. We had a team of folks that from internal teams at VMware working with very tightly with the actual partners to put this together. The initial plan was, if you see behind me, the Nexus 7000 is actually the center line of the entire data center, and everything was designed off the center line. And if you'll notice, when you pull back, you'll see that the entire data center has a real symmetrical look about it. It was planned that way for a very specific reason, given the amount of servers that we would lay out in each rack. So it was a monumental undertaking, as that all of the self-paced and instructor labs need to have pretty much their own environments. They need to be segregated from everybody else. So when we design these kind of things, we have to ensure that the integrity of one lab is not jeopardized by the actions or the...
Has that worked? Everything is working up and running fine?
Yes, we are at a position now where I would consider everything to be in a steady state. Everything has settled, and all the labs, as of about an hour ago, all the labs are actually running flawlessly, and it seems like we're getting the job done.
Awesome, sounds great. And you say left and right are equal to each other. Does that mean you're protected in case a kit will fail on you? Is everything protected?
Yeah, so in most cases everything is redundant. In the centerline rack on the 7000, just the inherent properties of the Nexus 7000 has redundancy built in. And on top of that rack, we've actually got dual MDS fiber switches, and of course a majority of the other components in here are also built to be redundant. So yes, in effect, we could lose half of the kit and still function the way that we actually need to function.
So if I had to pull out my credit card and wanted to buy all this kit, how much money would I have to have on my credit card?
A lot more than you and I make, I can tell you that right now. I would guesstimate based on what I know, and of course this is a ballpark figure, but what you're looking at right here is probably in order of about $35 million worth of gear.
So one of the things I noticed is on the back actually is that for the amount of servers you have, I see very little amount of cables. How did you accomplish that?
Well, so the inherent properties of a lot of the servers that you'll see in here, a lot of them are operating off of 10 gig, and now you have the converged network. So a lot of 10 gig with a couple of fiber channel over Ethernet, and then that being converted into fiber channel and connecting into the actual fabric. If you were to lay all the cables end to end on the entire data center, we're looking at somewhere about 3 miles of cables, which for the size of this data center is really not that bad. One of the things that we wanted to ensure was, when we were building this, that we could be proud that it's a data center that we wanted to be proud of, and we wanted to actually show the true capabilities of building a data center. And in the back we've got cable management raceways that actually keep the power cables off the ground, make it easy for technicians to actually walk behind the racks. A
lot of the gear is brand new equipment, like a lot of the Cisco stuff. How is your experience with all these new kind of servers? Are you seeing an improvement, or is it just like any other blade?
As with anything, actually this gear behind you, 85% of it is actually new to market. To include the actual VMAX here behind us with the pretty
the Star Trek boxes.
That's right, and of course the Cisco UCS chassis. As with anything that's brand new, you have your technical hurdles, and you work through them. All in all, I can honestly say that the entire process has been absolutely rewarding to do all this, but it is a difficult task because you never know when the next little technical challenge will hit you in the head.
It must have been an insane learning curve to work with all this new kit.
It was absolutely. When you take something like this, I think the most impressive part for the team was, the concept to actual completion was about 2 months to actually build this data center. Not only did we have to build it once, and then we had to tear it down and actually relocate it via crates and trucks, and actually have to build it again. So it was a monumental undertaking. So
I assume it took a long time to get here. Yeah. How long will it take to ship back and power off?
We'll have that done in about 5.5 hours.
Oh, it's not just yanking out the power and you go home?
No, unfortunately not. At the end of the show, it's the part that nobody gets to see. We have to stay behind and tear everything down, but that's actually a pretty efficient process. So,
well, thank you very much for organizing all the labs. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been enjoying the labs.